Good morning and welcome to Becoming Trader. I'm Christian Kamp, I'm the Becoming Trader. So we'll start with the dollar index. As you can see, the dollar index decided to shoot up. It didn't go back down. Once it got up, it just boomed. Yeah, it didn't even take that liquidity. It just stopped there and then shot up. So yeah, so that's meant that yeah, so we'll go through and change a few things here. Okay, so that's going according to plan. It's going up, going down, going back up. So we'll see about that. Took that, it's going back there. It's taking all that liquidity with it. GNY is just going further up. So yeah, it's just going further up. Who knows where it's going? 1, 2, 3. What is AUD USD? Yeah, so AUD USD, I had my stop loss there. It hit my stop loss last night, and it looks like it's gonna continue going down. So taking out, yeah, something that I've learned is like it took out that major one, that major liquidity. So that's a good time to move the stop loss probably to even to there, and then when it entered, when it broke through that, well, yeah, it's yeah, could have moved it to probably about there and made sort of a one-to-one. But yeah, that's yes. That's learning. So yeah, it's all about learning. So I took a loss, but yeah, it's still early days, still time to learn, I don't mind losing, a couple of percent here and there, just on learning. I think I'm 2% down on my account now, so it's not too bad. Okay, this has retraced back nicely, so it's actually gone all the way up. It's gone broken through this. What's the daily say? Yeah, so it's probably going to turn around from here, this area. This area here. So it's probably going to turn around here, so we can wait for a so yeah, I made a nice profit there. So where was my entry? Put my entry there. That was nice. Yeah. So yeah, it was a nice the supply area broke. Yeah, there was just a nice area of supply here. It was it didn't break that, which is nice. So it was just a good entry to go into. Did I do it on the hourly time frame? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yes, okay. So what I did was, there was this area here, broke that structure. Then from that area, we broke structure there, and there was liquidity there, so I put my take profit on there, and yeah, so it was a good, what this big green box here for? But it is ranging-ish in that area. I can actually get rid of that. Not that one. Well, yeah, I can actually get rid of that one. This. Okay. So yeah, so that was a good entry into that. Yeah, it entered that area of supply, demand, entered that area of demand, and then shut up. So now what looks like it's happening is it's sort of just in between these. So yeah, so it's in that 75 mark. So what we could see now, but the 1 hour, yeah, this went through. Great, that's all news. That's all news. All right. What we're going to be waiting for is probably a break of this order flow. This. As you can see, it didn't break it that much there. So we had this order flow here. This order flow here. So we had that order flow there, it broke through, it tapped back in, went back up, and now it's broken there, but it's yeah. So what I want to know is this point here. I'll call it an hourly. Actually, not there. Sorry. What I wanted is this point here. It's a bit too late. What I want is that point there. I want to know. I'll send it down only once. Message. CAD CHF reverse. So if it breaks through there, what I'm seeing is if it breaks through there, it probably continue going down. Yeah. Yeah. What did this say about? And it was on the 1 hour. So yeah, I got in there, which is really good. Yeah. Got in there, which is really good. Probably could have got in that area there again, but that's very quick. It's not a long, and it stopped right there, which is great. actually broke through this area here, so that's something that I could take note of and put my stop loss up there rather. Yeah, actually this tool here is actually quite valuable. I didn't realize that. Actually, I'm not showing you, hey, you're not seeing it. So I got in there, which was great. Yeah, I got in there, which is great. And then I stopped it there, but actually seeing it now, it broke through that level of resistance. It actually broke through that. So what I could have done is made my take profit there rather. That doesn't give me a signal. Anyway. But yeah, I got into that, which is good. What else did I lose on? USD CAD. Yeah, so for USD CAD, what I've noticed now is this area here was that is, yeah, so I've sort of put my stop loss sort of just below there, but seeing it now, there was this area here of just of resistance, of support. There was this area here of support, so instead of putting it that area, I could have put it at that area, and now I'd still be in it. Yeah. And what I could have done is put my entry point lower, probably about there, just about there, and had that rather. Yeah, that's learning. AUDUSD, we've been through AUDUSD. Yeah, so what I could have done is, why is it not showing history, trade history? Yeah, with old, what I could have done is, so that was fine. That's fine. The stop loss is fine. I mean, that would have been too low. Let's put the entry point at that point there. Then, but yeah, the chance that it goes down all that way is, so yeah, because it could have just tapped into that, but yeah, when it broke through, actually it struggled to break through that for quite a while, so once it did, yeah, let me put my stop loss, my take profit, my stop loss at that point, and then yeah, taken out, would have got a 350, so just over 1 to 1, which is still good. did go sort of against the grain there as well. Oh, okay. Okay. That's CAD. That's CAD CHF. Okay. And this, I'm just putting. Yeah, I've just got a little system. So for for the S&P 500, let's go to the 4 hour. Is the 4 hourly? Yeah, so just taking from the highest high to the highest low, which, yeah, and then sort of enter just below the 50%, and yeah, then wait for it to go up, and then take it from that to the high, enter in the 50%, and keep doing that. That's my plan. So yeah, where was I? CAD CHF. So yeah, so CAD CHF, I'm make this 1 hour SMD, 1 hour SMD. Okay. And Euro Ord. What's happening with Euro Ord? CAD CHF when it opens. Okay, so did it go all the way back to the monthly? It went all the way back to the monthly. That's another point that I could actually make, is that it went all the way to the monthly, so I could actually, yeah, I wish, oh man, everything's just lining up so well. Everything's lining up so well. Okay, that's good, that's good. Euro Ord, what are we doing? Have we finished this? Have we finished this now? We're going to continue going back down. Suppose any time will tell. So it's sort of stuck in this range. Let's go 1 hourly, see if there's anything here. Actually, there is something here. We had a breaker structure there, or we had a liquidity take there. So from this, what did we say? So from this area here, this area of supply and demand, we had a liquidity take, then we had a breakup structure. As you can see, there's a breakup structure, so that's 1, that's 2, and then we have an area of liquidity. You could say there even. Liquidity, and so we could have entered goes up there, goes up there, it's just 1 hour. That goes above there, that goes to 3, 2, 1. So I'm just going to leave it there, just to see. So tapped into it perfectly, and I'm going to leave it there, just to see what actually happens. That's we just had a broken structure, so we can expect a reversal. Yeah. Yeah, so we had some liquidity there, so we can expect that liquidity to be taken, and yeah, and then put a new lower low. Once it breaks, yeah, once it broke that, we could move our stop loss to this area here, just above that, and then we'd be in a sort of a 1-to-1. That is 630 or something. Yeah, could move it to a 1-to-1, and yeah, then we would be. What I could use is this one. Parallel trade. Set back. I'm gonna grab this thing. Okay. It's just on the trend. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, just use this thing then. So, yeah, sort of a 1-to-1, which is looking good. I'll leave it here. What's this line for? Okay, and just put this in now as a stop loss, just so I can keep track of it. Just make it visible on this time frame only, so it's not on everything. Okay, so if I go to the daily in the 4 hour, it's not there. Great. Okay. Certainly, Maria. Okay. This is ranging. So actually, if we go to the 1 hour, we might see something interesting. Not really. You're a CAD. Not really. We can expect a pullback because we've not really. didn't take liquidity there. Yeah, there's not much going on there. Okay, this is we'll see where this goes. Delete that. I'm guessing because it broke through that, it's going to go all the way up to here now. So it's going to go all the way up to there. And then go back down. That's what I'm going to be waiting for. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be waiting for. This probably would have been a good entry in here. Yeah, that's a good entry here. So there was a sell, which you can say it took liquidity there, it took liquidity there. It broke structure at that point there, broke structure. It left liquidity perfectly here. Liquidity. So put your take profit there. Your that's in there. Didn't really do much. I suppose once it broke this order flow, put another same place really. Yeah, this is how you make money. And even didn't really come back and came back into this one though. Came back into this one and so put it in there, put that below there, that there. Yeah, that'll be the last one. So yeah, could have been, and then once it broke that, you bring your stop loss up there, you bring the stop loss up there, and you start trading the stop losses together actually. So once it broke through that, you could have moved, trail the stop losses together. So it's a stop loss, I'm just going to make it into this time frame only. So once it breaks through there and you enter that point, you bring both stop losses to there. Then once it breaks that point, you open this one, you bring all your stop losses here, and then broke through that there, tapped back into that, but now it's getting a bit risky, because if you entered there, still looking for Yeah, so I could have done that. 2.5, which is good. Put all the stop losses there, and yeah. Now I think we'd be risking trade free. I think we'd be risking trade free because this one would be a 1.5. I think we'd be risking trade free. And that's what it's about, risking trade free. That's why you want to scale in, because you want to risk trade free and then move your stop losses up so that if once it closes above that, then we move our stop loss up. But then, yeah, that'll be the last one you enter. So you would gain, yeah, quite a lot. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Just make sure that there's no. Yeah, okay. So that was this Monday. Yeah. Oh, it's like, especially being on so many time frames, it's like, but I'm starting to pick it up. Like I picked it up from this point here. It broke up there, and then it was staggering. It's like, oh wait, that probably means that there's a signal here. So nice V. Yeah, especially a nice little V like that. You could, yeah, definitely get into that sell before the buy. It's a 4 hour. That there. That there. And put that 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Perfectors. Yeah, so because it broke structure, so you can expect a reversal, and then once it broke through that, move the stop loss up. You wouldn't probably be too bad of an idea. Just put that there. No, anything less than 2 to 1. That's not worth it, but you bring the stop loss up. So it breaks through that, you bring the stop loss up there, and then it breaks through that, you bring the stop loss up there, because you expect it to, the order flow to hold. And if it doesn't, you would have made basically almost 1.7, you know. Okay. So I'll keep it there just to remind myself of what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is just going up. This is just going down, so it's okay. Probably, I wonder if try that for now. So you could say that this one. That area there took tricky one, eh? Tricky one. But yeah, you can see now that it's. Let's go down to this. This is 0 USD. Here's what I've done. 0 USD. So that took that, broke through there. Yeah, especially when it didn't break that again. When it didn't break that again. So that didn't break that. That's when you could enter there. Yeah. Put the stop loss just above there, 241. 241 to 480. 480, yeah. And you can okay. So I'm learning. Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, lots of this broken new lows. Yes, it has. Okay, great. Yeah, so I will probably make a video tomorrow. Yeah, actually I'll be fine. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Let's stay diligent, stay profitable.